Wipe my sins. Wipe my sins. They can't win. They can't win. No new friends. No new friends. Football fans. Football. They sleep again. They sleep. We wake them up. Wake up. The champs is in. Champion. We want back ins. Back in. Wipe my sins. Wipe it. Wipe it. They can't win. They can't win. No new friends. No new friends. Football fans. Football. They sleep again. They sleep. We wake them up. Wake up, the champs is in. Yeah, yeah.
I just hate the ball and I look for the open man. Where? The zone, I'm trying to get in. Open the playbook, the book of the champion. Get flipped if you trying to get in. I got the front defense, they got the end. Going for long, on first and the 10. Gotta go hard, we gotta get all. No loss or excuses, cause we gotta win. They say they sleep, must not be a fan. Get at your mans and mess up your plans. Look at your stand.
All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the so-called Silicon Valley and Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. The scene a short time ago, this crowd, they love their 49ers, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. And we're ready for football as the 49ers get set to do battle with the Chicago Bears. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. A first carry now for the former Viking. This is Jerick McKinnon. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
13.
Garoppolo to throw on 2nd down. Dancing to his left. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And he hits his man, Matthews. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Give him 35 yards there on the 3rd down conversion.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flipped field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. McKinnon. And not much running room. Down to the 32. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
I got you. 11.
Now Garoppolo throwing on second. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The intended receiver, Marquise Goodwin. And that takes us from second to third down. Well, too much oomph, too much mustard there on that pass.
Yeah, really turned it loose, didn't he? Really cut loose with that one. Sharp, strong. 11. Didn't lead to a completion, though. Made it very difficult.
Throwing is Garoppolo on third down. Looking to hit Matthews, but it's intercepted. And it's Clem Dix with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The first carry here for Ty Montgomery. And they'll hit him for a loss as he's back to his 2-yard line.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now Trubisky back into his end zone. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Gotta go.
Trubisky from his end zone on 3rd and long. And this is going to be a safety as Trubisky gets swallowed up in the end zone. Well, we thought these two defenses, they might come to play. One has already come to play here, a safety for the opening points of the game.
Brandon, let's file this play away because if it turns out to be a tight game, who knows? This could wind up being the difference.
Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
The drive starts with a handoff to McKinnon. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Now we've got whistles and a timeout here. Yeah, it looks like we've got a 49er that's down on the field. And how might this affect him for the playoffs? We'll get a report when we come back.
Get set!
From the gun on 3rd, Garoppolo. And able to haul it in is Kittle. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Garoppolo on first down. A dump down to McKinnon. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
Nice little nifty play for him there. That's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. Now a play fake here on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
I know you felt like saying touchdown there, didn't you, partner? That looked like a sure 6 points, but the contact jarred it free.
Got his hands on it, could not hold on through the end of the play. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
11.
Back to the air on second. It's Garoppolo. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46.
Well, nothing takes a start to have a good drive quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
So the sack of Garoppolo, and now what can they come up with on 3rd and long?
13.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And Matthews over the middle with a grab. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A really good pickup of 28 yards. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Garoppolo now. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be a 2nd down. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one. Forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. This offense has converted 2 third downs on this drive already. This is 3rd and 4. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. The Niners on 3rd down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Garoppolo again. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
Now Robbie Gould comes on. He, of course, the Bears kicker for the bulk of his career. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. And Gould is able to put it through. And that will give us the very rare scoreline of 5-0. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And the last time they had the football, they surrendered 2 points on the safety. They don't want to do that one again.
No, not at all. It's almost like a bases clearing double, isn't it? Give up a couple of runs.
Sure.
just messes things up for you offensively. But now they've got to go ahead, take it, set it aside, and move forward.
Now Trubisky to throw. And this is Gabriel on the catch. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. A very solid gain of 27. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
Gotta go.
They go play action here on first down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward, incomplete pass. They'll come up now with a clock showing 3 seconds to go here in the first.
Lock in. Hey, gotta go. Hey, 18.
Second and 10 now. It's Trubisky. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Throwing once more, it's Trubisky. Over the middle, complete. It's Burton. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Trubisky finding the former Eagle Burton for the Chicago first. A first trip to the red zone for the Bears. It's 1st and 10 from the 12. Again, this is Montgomery. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Now it's Trubisky. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off down at the 2, past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. He's going to air one out. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on it at second down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Here's McKinnon. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. Garoppolo to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant to the flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we've got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on 2nd down.
Lock in, lock in.
On 2nd down, Montgomery. Oh, he's got a little daylight. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. And he gets it down deep into San Francisco territory. It's a big-time play there for the Bears. 74 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Off the toss, Cohen. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Lock in, lock in.
This is Cohen. The 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a 1st and goal.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
Lock in.
They'll run forward to Cohen, and he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. And the 49ers going to take another timeout. That's their 2nd, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this 2nd quarter. We'll be right back. They get it to him running left. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. And with that, they're now out of timeouts. And still plenty of time remaining here in this 2nd quarter. The San Francisco defense trying to hold tough again. This is 3rd and goal. This is Cohen on the toss. A minute 59 to go in the 1st half. Back to the booth right after this. The offense is staying out there. Here we go on 4th and goal from the 1. They'll try and throw for it with Trubisky. And that is going to be incomplete. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And this 49er defense stands tall down near the goal line. Was very fortunate there to get out of his end zone. He maybe got back to the 2-yard line.
Really shouldn't be a surprise. It's going to be hard to move people in this situation. You know they're going to bring the pressure defensively. Because I remember playing in these spots, and my coach would always say, don't be afraid to try and create a safety, too. They're going to bring pressure.
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And he gets this up just shy of the 15. Trying to find some space to operate, and now they'll have it. A gain of 12, a big 1st down to get away from the end zone. Garoppolo now, 1st down throw. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the 1st half. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Coleman. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. And now the Bears going to signal for another timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. The Niners on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. They run it with McKinnon. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. Now here's a whistle and a timeout. It's called by the receiving team here, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And this will be blown dead right around the 25-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Jason Verrett. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. So after the INT, it's Garoppolo. The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. Garoppolo now, just 7 of 15 so far, but he's got a 1st and 10. Throwing now is Garoppolo. Eluding the pressure right. And Matthews has it right side. And out of bounds right around the 20. A gain of 6 there on 1st. Garoppolo to throw on second down. Shrugs him off. Incomplete. And we're down to 8 seconds now. So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this score will stay right where it is. Boy, you sure don't see that too often.
I guess you can't really call anything a gimme, but you figure with his track record, that's a sure thing. But it turns out, it's not the case.
Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10.
You see it? You see it?
They'll start things on 1st with Torrey Cohen. He finds an opening past the 40. And some room to roam now. And all the way down to the 41-yard line. So we've hit halftime here in Santa Clara with the 49ers out in front as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. On the return, here's the dangerous Cordero Patterson. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Cassius Marsh in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Hey, gotta go. 18.
Throwing here, Trubisky. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line.
Now that's the way to start the second half. Back-to-back sacks. Whatever the halftime speech was, I hope they recorded it.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And indeed, that's what they'll do is they run it here. And he's going to be taken down here at about the 10. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see what the offense gets done.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. He finds Matthews. 7 yards on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Here we go. Hurry up.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
It seemed like the situation was 2nd and a mile to go for a 1st down, which screams what? Throw the football. You got to pass in order to try and pick up that kind of yardage. But in this case, they ran a tendency breaker because the tendency is for defenses to be out there and be set up for a pass. So you break tendency and actually run the football. That changes everything because if you're able to find a crease, you often have bigger guys working against smaller guys downfield. They picked up excellent yardage there to bring up a third down.
So instead of giving them another third down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now, that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The Bears offense now getting ready to take over. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. On 2nd down, here's Trubisky. Steps away to his left. Now Trubisky lost the football. And this is going to be 49er football. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand, but put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? 1st and goal. They'll toss it to Breida. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed.
3 down. 3 down.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. They come up in an offset eye. He'll get it up the middle. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
This Bears defense trying to hold on. This is 3rd and goal.
Hey, gun. Key 26. Go, D. 6.
It's Coleman here. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to bring up a 4th and goal.
This drive started with 1st and goal. Now that it's 4th and goal, anything less than a touchdown would feel like a letdown to me.
And Gold is able to put it through. And thanks to his safety and 2 field goals, this is now an 8-0 game. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense now heading back out onto the field. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punching the end zone without turning it over.
Trubisky will throw. Man over the middle, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A very solid gain of 27. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. From the shotgun is Trubisky. Gabriel's got him. A very solid gain of 27. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback and his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from him, and he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one now for a really good strike.
They'll throw on 1st down with Trubisky. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
Gotta go.
2nd and 10. It's Trubisky again. And he rifles one incomplete. He was trying to hit Taylor Gabriel that time. And it's 3rd down. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Oh, he may have gotten lucky. Tried to dump it off underneath on the check down. Nearly picked. Instead, it's incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
The kick by Pinheiro is good. Back now here in Santa Clara. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Set to return. Here's Raheem Mostert. And up past the 35. A very good return, but a penalty down. That may negate all the good work. So that will push him back.
And now we know why I have a little extra space to run, don't we? The legal block in the back. That penalty will move them back.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. On 1st down, Garoppolo. And this one caught along the sideline, but they say already out of bounds. And the throw didn't give him a chance to turn it upfield, and that brings up 2nd down. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Garoppolo. Left side, caught by Matthews. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. The Niners on 3rd down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This will be 3rd and 5. Now Garoppolo. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Akeem Hicks in there to drop him, and his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year. Here comes the 49ers punter now. He's been terrific so far. Fielded just inside the 20. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Bears take over. Now the Bears offense ready to take over again. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
18. Hey, 18. Hey, 18.
On second down, Trubisky. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Trubisky now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Now it's Trubisky. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And they move this all the way down to the 9. That goes for a gain of 31.
We just saw him hit a big play there on a deep post. And most of the time, the post isn't available because usually you have defenders in the middle of the field. But if you throw enough curls and crossing routes and underneath routes, I know from experience, they get tired of watching those balls get caught. They start to creep up a little bit, and that's when you can hit them big over the...
Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Adam Shaheen, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bears have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. So what can the Bears do here as they'll go for 2? A toss running left. It's Montgomery. And he will not get there. He comes up short. And they're unable to push this lead to a field goal as it'll remain a 1-point game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The 49ers offense now, they work their way back onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And the first play of the drive goes to McKinnon. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's Garoppolo. Looking to hit Matthews, but it's intercepted. Picked off around the 27. And he will score. Touchdown, Chicago. So a dangerous pass over the middle into zone coverage, and it bit him hard.
And what's really difficult when you throw it in that direction and versus that zone, that means the linebackers have gotten to their spot, gotten their heads back around, and they can see the quarterback and everything in front of them. And they took big advantage of it, went the other direction. Excellent blocking, and picked up a touchdown.
Point after, right down the middle. And that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out on the field now, here come the 49ers. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now Garoppolo to try again after the pick six. Over the middle to Kittle, complete. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. First play of the drive in their hip pocket. Of course, the focus here has to be the touchdown of the two-point conversion. Field goals aren't going to help you.
Yeah, but how about that first play of the drive? Just to get them started, nice gain, got some positive momentum going. They're on their way, and they don't have to rush.
And that is incomplete. He was trying to get it to George Kittle, his tight end. That'll bring up second down. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense has spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
That catch puts him right at 100 yards receiving now, and it also gives him a first down.
That was a terrific catch. I mean, to go up there and get it one-handed like that, but I almost want to go into that riff about back in my day, the gloves weren't quite like this.
When did gloves really become prevalent, just in general?
I think in the 80s. I think as we started to move through the 80s, especially as we got towards the latter part of that. But a lot of those were really like baseball batting gloves to begin with not much of a tacky area on the glove. In fact, there was none. I actually remember in cold weather games wearing the old scuba gloves, which you'd wear in the diving, but they would split too easily in the course of a game. Then the glove manufacturers got smart and started adding to it, and here we are today.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Garoppolo again. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
13.
Garoppolo going to try and throw on 3rd. Goodwin able to haul it in. Touchdown, 49ers. Marquise Goodwin, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the 49ers move back within a couple of the lead.
The touchdown is huge, but the focus now is on the two-point play. I don't want to say they have a cushion here, but if they don't get it, they still have a chance for onside kick.
Yeah, they would need some big-time help, but you're right. There would be a shot, but the focus right now on that two-point conversion. They'll look to throw. And it's caught. And with it, we are tied here in the 4th. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. Fielded about a yard deep. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10.
You see it?
They'll start with a give to Cohen. And he'll lose yardage here. Going down back at the 28. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Here's Trubisky. Looking deep for Gabriel. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Quan Alexander. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. They'll run it now out of the gun. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Right back to him on first down. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. And now the Bears going to signal for another timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Now Garoppolo. Throw left side caught by Goodwin. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Garoppolo to Goodwin there for a 49er first. They run with Breida. 12 more yards there and another first down. Missed tackles may doom this team.
I just had a bad flashback. That's why I'm sitting up here with you right now. You've got to tackle him inbounds. You've got to wrap him up.
A game-winning field goal would be a chip shot from here. Let's see how they play it on 1st and goal. Now McKinnon. And that's a touchdown as they've broken our tie here in the final minute of the 4th.
Well, any thoughts about overtime have ended at this juncture. That touchdown puts them up 6. I would imagine they'll kick the extra point now and rely on their defense.
Yeah, rely on their defense. So a little bit of time left on the clock here in the 4th, but they got to feel good now. Gold with the extra point, and they will take a 7-point lead. Gold now out to kick it away. This one taken just inside the 10. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field. One possession game, time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation. But this is Friday practice every week of the season. You go over this situation, having to go downfield, limited timeouts, got to get out of bounds and keep the drive going and set yourself up. Defensively, you can't just lay back and let them do whatever they want. So it is a cat and mouse deal here. How much pressure will the defense bring and how much pressure can the offense handle?
We're going to find out. He's back to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And out across midfield down to the 45. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. D. Ford in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Well, we saw a close game that kept us on the edge of our seats down to that final whistle. And right before that final whistle, defense with one last exclamation mark there, getting the sack to end it.
I love how you phrased it because we were waiting to see what would happen. Obviously, we thought something would happen downfield. Instead, it happens in the offensive backfield, and that's your ball game.
So for San Francisco, they continue to rack up the victories as this one moves them to 13-2 on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Los Angeles Rams. Meanwhile, for the Bears, their playoff hopes take a big hit as they fall to 8-7. And they'll be off to Minneapolis next week for a look at new U.S. Bank Stadium and a date with the Vikings. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.